Tuesday. I don't know why it takes me so long to work out what the day is, and I don't know why I don't think about it before I start saying hello to you, but I don't. I've got a Adrian blouse, my one with the cuffs, on over my 8577. I really like that there's the little peak of the t-shirt there and these giant sleeves, and they go really well with this dress. This fabric was from Stitch Fabrics at one of the shows quite a long time ago. Probably about 4 years ago now. I've made this dress quite a while ago. This is the sort of thing that I was hoping for with like these kind of plainer t-shirts, that they would go under these kinds of dresses. I think it looks really nice. It's also making me want to make a top like this with sleeves like this with a roll neck, so like the Paola body and then giant sleeves for the yeah, just because I think they just look so lovely. And again, this is kind of where I've got the pirate and 70s bit from my, you know, capsule collection. This billowy sleeves, that's the only place that pirate's coming into it, although I am very tempted to make some stays, not like suck me in kind of corsety, and I know stays and corsets are different things, not to suck me in kind of garment, but just to wear over things garment. Loads of people have been doing that recently, and I have been following a lot of different Instagram accounts that have those kinds of things in them, and I'm just like, that would be really pretty, and also like a, you know, an alternative to waistcoats. Although I need to make some tops to wear under the waistcoats that I've currently made, and I have plans for more waistcoats in there. Yeah. Sorry, totally random kind of tangent there, but yeah, back down in the sewing room today. Really happy with all the tops that I got finished yesterday. I've come down today, it's 18 degrees in here, so radiator's on up to 22. It's not too bad. This feels definitely more kind of autumn winter appropriate, although it would be quite difficult to put a cardigan over these sleeves. It would need to be something like my very open weave billowy sleeved cardigan to go over this. So that's why I'm thinking maybe a roll neck and the cape that I want to make afterwards. So I have my piles of Savannah around me. So I have the 7537 dress, the beach pajamas, the 6563 t-shirt, the hunter tank, and the 5-panel circle skirt in the Savannah. Got the 9077 Woodland Harmony dress for a sew along, the Anna Woodland Harmony top that I'm going to attempt, a 9044 cap in the blue wool with the iguana lining that will match the coat that I made from that fabric earlier this year. So they are all the projects that I've got to do. I'm thinking that I ought to make the bias binding, oh, and I cut a whole bunch of bias binding from Savannah, Woodland Harmony, and the Bisou suiting fabric for the cape. And I'm going to order the cape fabric this weekend when I see what discounts go up on Sherwood fabrics, because I want to wait till there's a weekend discount, because they always do really good ones. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to make the bias binding at least for the Savannah. Once that's done, I'm going to make the 5-panel circle skirt. Then I can bind the edges of the back of the 5-panel circle skirt with the binding, put the zip in, put the lining in, hang that up so that it can drop on the bias over the next couple of days, because it's going to drop massively on the bias. I know I've lined it with the viscose Marrakein from the fabric room, and if the skirt doesn't drop, then the lining will for sure. So get that one done first so that it can do its thing. Then I think I want to start working on the 7537 dress. Really excited about that, and I'm thinking about trying to do a video along the lines of recreating a Zimmerman and Gunny Sacks inspired dress for autumn, because it's very Zimmerman and very Gunny Sacks as well, and I think Zimmerman is massively influenced by the 70s in its silhouettes and things. Possibly even throw cottagecore in there as well, because I think this dress could be all of those things. And it's a clickbaity title, but I think it could be quite fun. So I think I might try and film more of the sewing process of that dress. There is already a sew along for the 7537, so it won't be like a sew along one, but it would be more like a kind of, this is where I've got to, and look what this is looking like, and should we use silver or gold hardware on it? I need to check and see if I have silver and gold to choose from, because otherwise it will just be whatever I have in stock. Because I looked for copper eyelets and copper cord ends. Could I find them anywhere? No, I could not, which is a little bit sad, but never mind. So I think probably gold might be the best, although I do wear a lot of silver, don't I? so maybe silver. We'll see. We'll see. But yes, I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do with that one. Then we'll just kind of go from there. So I need to organise the piles so that they're in that order of like operations. Yeah, let's get that done and then I can get started. I need to clean my machine and then I can get started on the bias binding, and there's going to be a lot of it and I don't really enjoy making bias binding, so this is not going to be the most fun I've ever had. Bias binding that needs to be made. Fun times. Okay, pile is organised. As I think I showed you, I've got the Bisou fabric to make into binding, the Savannah fabric to make into binding, and the Woodland Harmony fabric to make into binding. Oh, I'm not looking forward to this. But it'll be nice to have. It'll certainly be nice to hem the skirt with it. I'm probably going to I'm going to use it on the dress as well, and I'm probably, oh, and the back of the 6563. So yeah, this is going to get used in a lot of projects, so I really ought to just get on and get it done, oughtn't I?
2,000 years later.
Okay, I've got 12 meters of Savannah bias binding. I'm kind of thinking maybe I should just crack on and get the other ones done as well, because I'm in bias binding mode now. Maybe I also need to find a piece of card to wind this onto so that I can use it. What would you guys do? I'm just downloaded the Dune book. I'm going to see the movie. Oh, Wilson's coming this weekend. He's arriving on Friday afternoon. He managed to get Friday off and he doesn't have any gigs this weekend, which is very unusual for this time of year. So yeah, he's coming to visit, which is going to be lovely. It's the first time he'll have been to the new house, and we are going to see Dune. But I read the books 20 years ago, probably longer. Absolutely loved them, so I thought, I've got some Audible credits, I shall give it a go, and I'm enjoying it so far. There are a lot of voice actors in it, and it's narrated by Simon Vance, whose voice I love, so that's really cool. Enjoying it a lot so far. I finished the Orange Tree, the Priory of the Orange Tree, loved it, thought it was absolutely brilliant, totally want another book. It's a complete story in and of itself, but the characters were so fabulous that I would love to have another book. So fingers crossed the author does that, but yeah, really enjoyed that one. So yeah, I had two credits left, spent one of them on Dune, and probably the next one will go on the next book. I think Children of Dune, I think that's the next one. Anyway, find a card to wind this onto and then make some more bias binding. I think that's what I'm gonna do.
A few inches later.
Okay, it's taking me forever and I'm now all sweaty and hot from standing over a steamy iron, but I have 24 meters of bias binding for my cape. Hopefully that will be more than enough. So I'm going to wind this onto a card, then I am going to move on to sewing the skirt, because I'd have to change thread to do this bias binding with the Woodland Harmony. I'm not going to do that because I've just made 34 meters of 36 meters of bias binding, so I think that's enough for today. So I'm going to get this wound on, then I will start working on the skirt. I think I said that, didn't I? Let's just get on with it.
Later.
It is much later on and I have finished my skirt. So it's a 5-panel circle skirt and I have a tutorial for that up here. The reason that I did a 5-panel circle skirt is because this print is directional. So when you saw me cutting this one out, I was making sure that all of the panels had the birds the right way up. And that's another reason that I do a 5-panel circle skirt, is because it allows you to have most of the print a fairly decent kind of like orientation. Some of them get a little squiffy at the sides, but you can always, if your print is like really obvious, you can always do like an 8-panel circle skirt, or the biggest one I've done is 16, but that was to chevron it. So yeah, you can always panel your skirts according to the print that you're using. Underneath I have done a half circle skirt and I'm hoping that's not a mistake. I'm never going to want to wear this skirt with a petticoat underneath of it, like to floof it out. That's not what the intention is behind this skirt. If it was, then I would probably have done it with the cotton drill or the cotton lawn, depending on when I wanted to wear it. The half circle skirt is because this fabric is fairly sheer, just to kind of give it a little bit more body. The hem has already dropped massively and I will step back in a bit and show you that, but I'm really pleased with how this looks with this top as well. I mean, this is the kind of the whole point, is that I'm going to end up with lots of interchangeable pieces that I can wear with each other. So yeah, I'm really pleased with this. Let me just tip you down a little bit. It's all a little bit tight in here, but yeah, so big overskirt, not quite so full underskirt, but it's got lots of lovely movement in it, and I think this will work really well. I also think this might be quite useful if the wind blows this up, because the skirt underneath is a bit smaller. Hopefully I won't reveal all of my underwear. I can see just looking down that the hem has gone a bit crazy. I'm not sure if I'm fully in shot there, but yeah, the hem has already gone a bit crazy, so I'm going to be leaving this for a good sort of week, possibly 2 weeks, depending on when I get to film the lookbook, because like I say, Wilson's coming this weekend, which is awesome, but I was going to do the lookbook filming this weekend. He'll be here, so I don't want to spend too much time in the sewing room. I am going to still do the hangout on Sunday though, probably only an hour, but I will still do it. But yeah, really pleased with this, really pleased with this. This does replace a skirt that I have made previously. I did this 2018, 2017. I just made it with a pattern that I'd made loads and loads of times. In fact, lots of the stuff that I made that for that holiday, it was for the Lanzarote holiday, was with patterns that I'd made loads and loads of times, and unfortunately I just didn't fit myself, because I decided to make myself a capsule wardrobe in like 10 days, didn't fit anything, and I had put so much weight on it, hardly any of it fit. This is a remake, but that one was made with the Lena crepe. I still have it. It's got a 26-inch waist, and this one has a 28-inch waist. So yeah, I definitely can't get the crepe one on. I think I will probably sell the Lena crepe one. I've also cut out the 6563 t-shirt, and I had that in the Lena crepe as well, and I did the size small for that one, and I've up to the size medium, which I've cut out. There's quite a few of you asking for a sew along for French seaming shoulder seams when there's a grown on facing, so I'm going to do the sew along for that this week as well. I'm probably going to get to those tops tomorrow to be, oh no, 7537 tomorrow. But yes, I'm probably going to sell those two pieces, the 6563 and 5-panel circle skirt in the Lena crepe, just because they are quite a bit smaller now than I probably will ever get into again without some serious exercise in my life. I'm not sure that that's ever going to happen. So yeah, I'm glad that I have a replacement, because that was one of the, I just couldn't believe that skirt didn't fit, and I could probably have taken the waistband off and put a bigger waistband on, sort of trimmed the top edge down so that it would have fit. I could have made it fit, but it was so sad, and I just never have, and I've never got to wear it, so I'm really glad that I have a skirt now. I love how it looks with this colour, and it's going to look really pretty with all the other colours that I've been using as well. So I'm actually going to stop for the evening. It's about 7:30. So I've not done too badly today. 24 metres of bias, no, 36 metres of bias binding and a skirt. Not quite finished, it does need hemming, but I'm gonna, like you say, let it drop on the bias and then get to that. So yes, pleased with this. These parcels, I have an errand day on Thursday, so I'm going to be taking all the parcels that have been paid for to the post office on Thursday to get them sent out. There's still a few of you guys that are either going to pass or are paying a little bit later, and you've let me know, so that's totally fine. There is no rush whatsoever. These will be going soon, but my errand day this week is Thursday and I've got lots to do. Anyway, I'm gonna stop waffling now, because as we know, I could carry on waffling for a very long time. So I hope you've enjoyed my day. I'm really pleased with how this looks already. I cannot wait to get to wear this. I am going to wear this in winter. I'm going to wear it with knee-high boots and a slip underneath and tights and jumper on top, and my cape when I make that. So I will wear this even into the colder months. I know this was supposed to be my August and September plans, but life happened. Anyway, yes, more waffle, so I'll stop. I hope you've enjoyed my day, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye!